This video is on estimating fractions, and then once we've estimated them, we're going to proceed to find the sum or difference. The first problem that we're going to do is 7/8 minus 4/10. Now, since we're estimating, we need to round each fraction first. We're either going to be rounding down to the previous whole number, rounding to a half, or rounding up to the next whole number. We're going to take 7/8 first. My recommendation when determining which way to round a fraction is to draw a picture. If I were to draw a picture to represent 7/8, I draw a rectangle. I'm going to cut it into 8 equal parts. And I can shade in 7 of them. Then the question we need to ask ourselves is, did we shade in almost none of it, half of it, or almost all of it? Because we shaded in almost all of it, we're going to round that to 1 whole. Minus, then we have 4/10. We can follow the same suggestion as drawing a picture. This time we're going to cut it into 10 equal parts and shade in 4 of them. Now, shading in 4 of them, we can ask ourselves the same question. There's almost none of it shaded in, almost half of it, or almost all. We can see in this case almost half of it was shaded in. So I'm going to round 4/10 to 1/2. The other thing that I can think is that half of 10 would be 5, and because 4 is only 1 digit away from that 5, that's another piece of evidence that we should round this to 1/2. So now we can subtract 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2. The second example includes mixed numbers, 2 5/8 plus 1 1/7. We still need to round first. We're not going to focus on the whole number with rounding. We're going to round the 5/8 and determine, does that round down to 0, to 1/2, or up to 1 whole, and then we'll combine that estimated answer with the 2. So we're going to round 5/8. I can think of it the same way as I did my previous example. Half of 8 would be 4, and 5 being 1 digit away from 4, I can assume that I am going to round this to 1/2. If you are in a situation where you're unsure, please draw the picture and you can determine which way you should round it. Because 5/8 would round to a half, this fraction is going to round to 2.5. Plus, now we're going to round the 1/7 and see what we're going to combine with the 1. Now with the 1/7, I'm going to draw the picture because this one's going to round to something we haven't seen yet. Cut it into 7 equal pieces. It's important that they are equal when we're dealing with fractions, or as equal as you can get them. Shading in 1 piece, this would be a situation where we would say we've shaded in almost none of the picture. So 1/7 would round to 0. So it's as if I'm going to drop the 1/7 off, round that to 1, and now I can add 2.5 plus 1. Our sum is 3.5.